So today I'll be talking to you about my social experiment presentation. So first of all, I wanted to see if there was a difference in what people look for in short-term versus long-term relationships, and I hypothesized that people who looked for long-term relationships will care more about qualities of a personality, and people looking for short-term relationships will care more about physical qualities. So in order to conduct this, my procedure was a voluntary survey on Google Forms, which I emailed to 50 individuals from my contact list. The survey was going to consist of 14 questions, with 12 questions evaluating responses to different relationship scenarios, and 2 population questions that would get an idea of the population and sample. For the survey questions, there were 6 multiple choice questions total of the 14. So the first 3 were different scenarios. So there was a developing long-term relationship, a new short-term relationship, and a marriage relationship. And then the last 3 were relationship evaluation questions. So there was a short-term, long-term, and marriage evaluation. So these are the questions for the first 3 different scenarios. So you can see in the top left is the short term, then top right is the long term, and then marriage. And all of them are just evaluating the personal and physical traits that they would choose. And then for these last 3 that were the relationship evaluations, there's short term, long term, and marriage, and they have all of the same options. So each of them can be chosen for the same one. And then I also had 2 short answer questions, and I did these to provoke an honest opinion and to get a different variety of answers besides the multiple choice. And I wanted to see what people really thought about it. So one is about what's the first thing you look for in a potential significant other, and one is the best quality of someone you've been married to for 8 years. I also had 4 scenario evaluation questions, so there's 2 of the same scenarios but different angles. So one's a non-serious relationship and the other is serious, and it's just 2 different date settings. And then the population questions were just gender and relationship status. So the survey results, I had 32 total responses. The majority were female responses, as 53.1% were females, and the majority of the sample population was single. So combined, 75% was single, 21.9% was in a short or long-term relationship, and 3.1% were married. For the first 3 multiple choice questions, for the long-term developing relationship, most chose personality, so 81.3% chose personality. For the new short-term developing relationship, the majority chose personality, followed by physical. So there was 46.9% that chose the kind trait, followed by 28.1% that chose attractive. And then for marriage, the majority chose personality traits over physical. So 78.1% chose a great conversation, 15.6% chose a great sense of humor, and a combined 6.2% chose a physical trait. And then for the relationship evaluation questions, for short term, attractive actually tied for the lead, and it was 62.5% physical qualities that people chose for the short term relationships. And then for long term, it was 84.4% personality traits that the sample chose, as well as for marriage, there was 93.8% personality traits that people chose. And then there were 2 short answer questions. So for the one that was just looking for a relationship, what would you look for in a potential significant other? 50% was personality and 50% was physical. So those are a couple ones of the examples for the personality and physical of the results that I got. Then for the 8-year marriage, what is your partner's best quality? It was 90% personality and 10% physical. And then for the non-serious relationship angle, 65.6% chose the physical in casual date scenario, and 87.5% chose personality in the formal date scenario. However, it was interesting because in the serious relationship angle, the majority chose personality traits for both casual and formal date scenario. So this kind of proves the hypothesis that I had that more people were going to choose a personality trait for a long-term relationship rather than a physical trait for a short-term. So this just kind of wraps it up and shows that my hypothesis was proven.